Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Empire Total War Definitive Edition. We're playing on Darthmod as France. This is episode 8 and the final episode of the series. Here today we're going to be hitting our victory conditions. Once we take New York, New England and Pennsylvania, Philip VII will win his campaign. So if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series and what you'd like me to replace this with next. I have mustered 10 armies, 40,000 Frenchmen to take and conquer the United States, which, look, you know what I didn't want to do. If I could still win the campaign and not attack America, I would do it. However, my victory conditions require me to take those 3 territories. I tried to buy off the states, but they were sort of stoic in that offer. Looking at the campaign map, Russia's quite large. Poland came back from the brink of extinction, typical. Prussia is quite large now as well. Austria's been defeated, which is quite interesting. They just got surrounded and gobbled up by most of their neighbours. The Ottomans have expanded quite well. We've of course taken most of Western Europe, Spain, Portugal, England. And we've taken, well, to be honest, we still hold Vienna, you forget about that. We've also managed to conquer most of the mid to west United States, but I've actually sent over the renowned General Claude de Villars with his main army, which conquered the British and the Spanish and the Mughals. But here today, we're going to hit over 40 regions and declare war upon the United States. Prussia and Sweden are their allies. Sweden, Poland is mine. William Dyer is currently the President of the United States, and Sweden will not stand with the States. But Prussia will. Really? The Germans stand hand in hand with the Americans. Okay. So Colbert Cowell has 3,000 to our 3.8, with Jasper there pushing and holding. We'll send in, of course, Claude. We have 2 more armies here. We'll push them down to Boston, New England. I'm going to call it New France if I do say so myself. Alright, they're pushing down there. In New York, in Albany, we'll send 2 divisions to take Upper New York. I just want to quickly see, what does that mean? Oh, damn it. I was not expecting, when I was going to war with the United States, that would be at war with the Prussians. So, I've got to be careful there, because there's a full stack of Prussians in Hungary, while we control Austria. Do they want peace? Oh, we're like literally shouting to them across a small stretch. Russia doesn't want an alliance. That doesn't change things once they're at war with America now. So, we'll do a quick save and a hard save, and we'll fight this one against Colbert Cowell. Now, I've actually changed up my army build slightly, as we've unlocked the elite to higher tier units now. We've got Grenadiers, we've also got some Swiss recruits, we've also got some really strong sort of Imperial Dragoons. So, let's fight this one on the battlefield. It's currently winter in America, and this is our army build. So, we've got some frontline infantry. We've also got some fresh new grenadier recruits and improved artillery. We've hit sort of like the tier 3 to tier 4 elite stratosphere. So we're playing with a rather unrenowned general. Claude will be coming in as reinforcements. So looking at the fields of Maine here today, nice and snowy. There seems to be some decent coverage and some artillery elevation here. So we'll unlimber them, and they should be able to rain fire and death upon the Americans. So war with France and the United States has broken out. Or maybe it's more realistic. Philip the 14th is now dead, the Sun King, so we don't have to uphold that old American alliance. And we're still under monarchical absolute monarchy rule, with Philip VII now being ushered in. I made the decision in the end not to go a republic. But if we ever play as France again, we could very well do that. Let's try and make this a little bit better here. So, this series will end here today, regardless how long it takes to defeat the Americans and take those provinces. So here are some of our new military forces. We have the 4th Foot Swiss Guard now. How fantastic do these boys look? Pushing further down here, the 7th Foot of Guard Swiss Guard. We've also got some of our Grenadiers, the 8th Grenadier Regiment of de France. Vive la France! And then we have some 12th Regiment Foot Infantry here. Moving along to our cavalry, we have our 4th Horse Grenadier. We've also got some Hussars of de Burgundy here as well. We've got our artillery for support. Let's end the deployment and hopefully defeat the United States here today in the open field. So we've got some reinforcements coming from behind, so we're going to have to quickly rotate and pivot there quite quickly. Come on, lads. Oh, they already seem to be striking us with their artillery, so we'll swing my cavalry that's sitting on the right-hand side to deal with those Americans reinforcing. I'm surprised they actually came quite behind us. Their artillery was quite accurate there. So they've got their own American cavalry centralizing there. We gave them liberty and freedom. They could have avoided this if they just gave us Pennsylvania, New York, and New England. Okay, so we might need to bring down more cavalry here because there's probably going to be a sizable push from the Americans there. They seem to be forming up cavalry centralized there, so we might need to quickly drop into square. Form square! Form square! Form the square! Ah, the Americans are charging in there. They're wavering a little bit. Now, we might need to get the 8th Grenadiers to swing back now, but we're actually getting some proper elite units there, so this is the first time sort of playing with them. The Americans try to come in here. We've got the 1st Light Hussar of de Burgundy, and these guys actually have musket-mounted horsemen here, so they're going to be able to skirmish and harass and parry from those guys. The Americans are slowly but surely trying to engage my front line here. They're rushing in cavalry to try and disrupt my center. I'm actually going to commit some more military forces down in the south because we are getting pushed and pierced here. A lot of my units are free on this far side. Let's try and rotate leftwards. So we've got 4 units of cavalry hitting the reinforcements, and we've also got an additional 2 more committing there. We seem to be holding quite well in that square formation. The Dragoons are pushing up a little bit too slightly here, and they're engaging some light infantry and American artillery there. They've got us in a pretty unorganized and a little bit unorthodox approach here. Because I can't... The thing is, the AI is going to beat me on 2 angles here because I can't fight on multiple fronts. I'm only one man. But my artillery seems to be peppering and shelling the oncoming infantry. We are fighting in the cold, bitter snow of Maine. So guys, this series will end here today. So let me know what you'd like me to replace it with. I would like to do more Empire on the channel, definitely in 2020. There's still a lot more factions for me to play as. Prussia, Spain, Ottomans, Sweden. Let me know in the comments. If not, we can move on to another Total War. If that's something that you don't want to see. You just want a bit of, I don't know, might want me to spice things up a bit. Let me know. Alright, you need to rotate there a little bit better. So, the Americans are slowly moving their infantry in. These Rangers are getting taken out, these Marins Rangers. The 14th Regiment of the United States is now pushing forward. For the Union! And the 8th Grenadiers are still seen to be holding. They seem to be closing the distance and wanting to go toe-to-toe with the 9th Guard. But maybe the Americans are attaching bayonets because although we probably have muskets superiority and artillery firepower, maybe engaging in hand-to-hand combat might negate some of those bonuses we have. Okay, so we've got 3 units of muskets here engaging the 3 at the back, and then we've got another frontal going on here. They've now fled back, which is perfect. The cavalry is still holding there. The Americans are still holding the high ground, shooting down upon us, which isn't too bad of a bad strategy, if I do say. Having that elevation will make it a little bit difficult for us to like arc our shot up towards the hill. and it might even negate some artillery fire if they go down into the crevice here. So my front line here are doing quite well. We've got fire by rank. I'm not entirely sure if the Americans do. I haven't been paying too much of attention, but they are trickling in reinforcements where they can. This is turning into an absolute death zone here, similar to the Battle of Württemberg some time ago. So they're forming square there. We might be able to capture them. Look, I reckon these guys aren't forming up properly, so I reckon if we give chase here, we might be able to completely dismantle the 20th Regiment of the United States. Alright, pushing over here. They're now engaging us here. They keep on... The General's bodyguards coming in. They keep on bluff charging us quite well here. Back and forth. Right, maybe you can try and close the distance a little bit. Get you guys further up. They're still holding out quite well here. You've got to give it to the States. They're giving us a hell of a fight here, making us fight on two fronts. Okay. So now we're fighting the 27th there. I might try and get these guys to draw their swords, attach some bayonets, and push over the top. Draw your swords, lads. Help out the cavalry. Charge! Vive la France! We've got Swiss Guard now moving in. Like, Switzerland isn't even a thing in empires. I think that was one of the things I forgot, like the Helvetian Confederation or whatever. I don't know. What was Switzerland doing in this time period? Wasn't it a council? I don't know. Whatever they have cantons. I think. I love Switzerland. I lived there for half a year. What, 5 years ago now? In a small little town in Zurich. It was beautiful. I love Switzerland. I have a really soft spot for it. Right. Pushing further there. They're now in a full retreat. And pull there. Okay, they're on the back foot now. The irregulars. The Minutemen have been mustered up here. Here we go. It's Preston Garvey. Bring down Preston Garvey, that annoying sack of shit. Bring him down. The Minutemen are here. Vive la France. They're still screaming. Rendezvous on Preston Garvey. Oh, God, these are regulars. Cannot contend with the power of their France Grenadier. They're still holding. They're now gone. So if this is a bit of a taste and a bit of a tease of what the American war has to offer, they're not going to stand a chance. Alright, let's continue to encircle and envelop them where we can. So it looks like we've won on this far side here now, which is fantastic. My cavalry have taken a little bit of a battering there, but the Minutemen still seem to be holding their own rank. And what's this? Some irregular long riflemen. Really? What are these guys hanging back there with, like, what is it, beaver hats they've got going on here? There's like 34 out of 35. There's like hunters. That's so funny. They've managed to razzle up some beaver trappers, I guess. There's some really cool stories about beaver hunters in the American West. There was that whole, like, Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I can't remember the name, but it's based off a book from what I can remember. Completely inaccurate, the movie. Alright, push up there. They still seem to be holding ever so slightly, but it looks like the United States has capitulated here today on the fields of Maine. That unit seems to be holding, but we're going to try and use the terrain to our advantage. Let's clip onto that stone wall. Fire by rank. If you can, well, it negates it, but it probably makes it more accurate because you're going to be able to rest your musket on that flat stone there. So we'll try and run down as many of them here today. And the irony doesn't escape me. We're sort of becoming the British tyrannical overlords, which we wanted to avoid. I'm sure John Churchill, who we knocked down in the first episode, will be smiling in his grave for European colonial conquest. Victory! We have victory. So we had 16k to their 3,000. We obviously didn't deploy that much. because we didn't need it. But we only lost 600 men. We knocked out 3,000 Americans under the command of Colbert Colwell. Maine has fallen to Imperial France. The France Empire has prevailed. Looking at the casualties sustained and inflicted, the Hussars did incredibly well. Maine is under French control. Alrighty, let's continue upon the initiative. Let's repair the courthouse. And we'll swing further down to New England where we can. Do we have any more moves here? Yeah, we can push and siege out Albany here with Jerome Formont. He's had some pretty decent battles throughout Europe. He even took Ceylon and fought in the Americas now, I guess. So we've got a secondary army here with Thierry Henry. He can go to Boston and push there eventually. The States do have an army and a pretty large navy. My navy's sitting up in Canada, being protected. So we'll push for Pennsylvania now. And we'll try and take it because it seems undefended. So we'll take the Americans' capital. Pennsylvania has fallen to French occupation. But not really much the Americans can do when there's a united France against them. Most of the modern United States stands with us, along with Britain and Spain. Okay, let's end the turn and continue and see how the Americans react. Oh, unlocked a steam achievement here, really? No, Ottomans, I do not want to give you all those good technologies that I've spent so long to do. It's 1720 as well, so we're only 20 years into the campaign. We must be up about 100. I think it's 3 or 4 turns here. I can't even remember what Darthmod is. Or maybe it's 5. I'm not entirely sure. But we're probably, what, 80, 100 or so turns into the Let's Play off the top of my head. So they still have Maryland, Virginia, and Boston. Look, I'm happy to peace out with the Americans once we hit this territory because I don't want them to be overly defeated. These pirates are coming back up to Louisiana. Why are they doing that? Okay, now they're blocking the port of Pennsylvania. Come off it. I do have slops in most of my territories now, but we're making a tremendous amount of money per turn. Right, so Prussia, peace, please. I forgot that dynamic to the war. Luckily for me, they haven't gone and done anything. Okay, so let's move our armies. We've got 5 armies to push Boston. Let's allow Claude de Villiers to put the final nail in, and the campaign won. We have won the French campaign here today, taking Boston. We've hit our long victory conditions. How fantastic is that? We hit it before 1750 as well. Under the reign of King Philip VII, we've hit our victory conditions here today. So we'll try and peace out with the Americans, I guess. Or maybe just try and take as much territory as we can from them. And we'll allow them to sort of hang out in the south. We'll take Maryland. And can we push towards Virginia? And we can take Williamsburg. Oh my god. So what do they have now in the south? They have Charleston. Oh, they're actually pushing towards Savannah, Georgia. They rotated with that full stack and they've got an army down there. Well, I wouldn't actually mind puppeting them. Would they be interested in doing so? They are Protestants, so maybe they're not. President William Dyer. Bend the knee. I don't know why I'm American, but whatever. Will you become a protectorate for peace? They're not interested. Get out of here. Well, maybe I'll just peace out with you, because I would eventually like you to be my puppet or something, maybe. So, will you give me a payment? How about I offer you a payment? How about that? Let's go like with 30,000. Let's go with like 40,000 gold to become a protectorate. We don't want your copper coins. Oh, so they're not even. Well, the Americans still don't want peace for a payment. Oh, that's crazy. How about we just straight up peace? Come on then, William Dyer, see sense. You're going to have to make us pay. Really? Oh, you cheeky buggers. Let's sign it then. We'll give them 4,000 in reverse war reparations, I guess. And, oh, Elvis is still alive, apparently, the general. But unfortunately, on that note, guys, it's time to end the French series here. Thank you very much for watching Episode 8. I've had an absolute blast for this series. Here are our prestige, if you're curious. Russia probably has a bigger army than me, but not many other major powers do. I've had so much fun playing this Empire Total War Definitive Edition Darthmod Let's Play as France, and I could definitely see myself doing more in the future. Let me know in the comments. But, yeah, stay tuned for more content on the channel. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Much love from Australia, wherever you are out in the big wide world. Take care of yourself. Peace and love, everybody. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Goodbye. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.